darts simply out of this world. We are expecting fireworks. A precocious talent. There we go, there we go. There'll be some angst up there, there'll be some emotion. And Phil Taylor is the master in Melbourne. We've got to be ruthless. There we go. Raw emotion.
Big opportunity in Australia this year with no Phil Taylor. He's won 7 of the 9 World Series events down here. So a new name, the trophy. He won last year in Melbourne. So a new name on the Melbourne Darts Trophy. And let's get it started. Bunny's about to walk out here on the other side of this. John McDonald to intro the players.
To the Melbourne Darts Masters, coming to you from the magnificent city of Melbourne! Yes, indeed, we welcome the millions of viewers joining us around the world to Melbourne, Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all part of the PDC's World Series. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. Would you please welcome from Australia, a 2-time DPA Pro Tour semi-finalist, Barneveld! Time to meet the Dutch legend. And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the Dutch legend from the Netherlands. A 4-time World Series event finalist. And ladies and gentlemen, the 5-time champion of the world, Raymond
Even at 51 years of age, he still got it, Barney, as he showed last week in Auckland and has done throughout the course of this year at the World Cup in Germany as well. Now it's over to 2 men who are going to commentate this, who have very much still got it. Good welcome to my colleague from Fox Sports, Mark Bosnich, and hello again to Stuart Pike.
Yeah, hello Adam, great to be back in Australia and here in Melbourne, the self-styled sporting capital of Australia. And Barney looking to go one better than, of course, last week, as you mentioned, beaten in the Auckland final by Michael van Gerwen. But here he is, Raymond van Barneveld, has played in 4 World Series finals, a big favourite to open up against Ray O'Donnell here, the Australian from Broken Hill in the New South Wales outback. And it's really good to be back alongside Mark Bosnich, back on the darts.
How are you, Stuart? Great to be here.
Yeah,
absolutely
good to see
fantastic. Yeah, you're looking very well as usual.
Yeah, slim and trim.
Yeah, you've been everywhere, haven't you? You've been all around the world. While I was in Russia at the World Cup, you're over in the States and China and Auckland now. You just been to recently, so you've been around.
Yeah. We're watching the World Cup from far. We'll talk to you about Russia as we go along.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
This is a pretty good start. Yeah, Raymond van Barneveld, his 30th World Series event.
Amazing. And it's Ray O'Donnell from Broken Hill, as you said, and I saw him at just outside the hotel before we made our trek over here to the Hisense Arena right opposite MCG, and he asked me, did my father, was he a school teacher? Because his school teacher in Broken Hill, last name was Bosnich. I said, no, he wasn't. But there you go.
I wouldn't have thought it was a common name in Australia.
No, not in Australia, but it is back in Croatia. But that's of course where my father is from. But a lot of people from that part of Croatia, well, back then in between the first 2 world wars, it was called Yugoslavia. But a lot of them from that Dalmatian coast, where a lot of people from England go holidaying, actually came and settled in Australia. A lot went to Broken Hill.
We'll get all sorts with Bozza, geography lesson to kick us off.
And a big hello to everybody as well, and obviously not only the ones who are tuning in here in Australia, but the ones who are tuning in England. Great to see so many of you over in Russia for the World Cup, and a big hello to you all.
Yep, ITV4 in the UK. All the World Series events. Yeah, tough start for O'Donnell. This is his TV debut, and without a shadow of a doubt, there'll be nerves. And Barney look at double 8. But it's difficult, isn't it, when you're used to playing the weekend tournaments in the DPA, Darts Players Australia Tour. How about this?
He's done well this year, but O'Donnell. You mentioned the DPA Australian Pro Tour, 2 semi-finals, 5 quarter-finals.
Double 2 for Barney. But his score. Well, this is an unexpected chance. He was so far ahead with a 139 for the Australian. 14 would leave the ball. Oh, well, that's just careless and nerves in the opening leg. Should have had a dart at the ball, Ray O'Donnell.
You require 8.
Barney will go again with double 4. Well, that's 7 missed darts from Raymond van Barneveld. What an opportunity to settle the nerves and to steal the opening leg.
Wow. How much will that play a part later on? If O'Donnell goes and wins this game. Van Barneveld absolutely cruising. Now all of a sudden he's 1 leg to kneel down.
But people may remember back in 2014 when we first came to Australia in Sydney, and Raymond van Barneveld came up against Tick Bridge.
Yep.
And Bridge bit him in a deciding leg, so he has been on the end of 1 or 2 upsets for Raymond van Barneveld.
That he has down here. If memory serves me right, I think, was that at Luna Park in Sydney?
It was. First year that we were here.
It's like yesterday, Stuart. You look better every year. And funny enough as well, first year must be said without the legend, the GOAT of darts rather, in Phil Taylor. Here we go. Wow. Hits it.
Taylor, of course, won here in Melbourne in our first year 12 months ago. The Hisense Arena, just part of a huge sporting complex. For those of you who perhaps don't know Melbourne, one of the most iconic stadiums world sport is literally next door. The MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and the
Amy Park.
Yeah, Amy Park, where the Melbourne Storm play. On the other side,
Yeah, Rod Langer Tennis Arena as well. Yeah,
that's right, where the Australian Open is played in January.
correct.
Double 11 now for Barney.
Yeah, it's wonderful. They've got all those stadiums all in this area, and of course they've got the other one by the docks, which is about 15 minutes away, Etihad Stadium, which holds 50,000 as well. They can generally, and they have the Grand Prix here as well. I hate to say it as a Sydney sider, but they can generally lay the claim of being one of the sporting capitals of the world.
Absolutely. Double 4.
14.
Well, 10 missed starts at double now for Raymond van Barneveld. What a chance again for O'Donnell to cash in, but not now. But Raymond van Barneveld is just making a real mess of this.
84.
He'll try again.
Revenue require 8.
Double 4. Finally got it. Well, that will make him feel a whole lot better. It's taken him 11 darts to hit a double, but he's broken back.
Important that was for him. You see immediately with Raymond, don't you? When things are going well, that the stroke, if you want to call it, or the way he throws is so smooth. When things aren't going so well, it's just that it really is a momentum thing with him.
So what is it about Melbourne? I mean, we're heading to Brisbane for the first time in the World Series next week, but so where we are, just in the heart of the city, it's just incredible sporting prowess across the board.
I can't really put my finger on it, if you like. I'd look, you know, obviously AFL, Australian rules football, for those who don't know what AFL is the #1 sport in Australia. I mean, they get crowds at club games, 80, 90, sometimes close to 100,000 people. And they've always had a massive tradition down here with the Boxing Day test as well, especially when it's the Ashes. And Melbourne Cup, the race as well in November, which is in Flemington, which is about 20 minutes away from here. They got the Grand Prix then off Adelaide, and just basically time after time after time had the Olympic Games here, of course, in 1956 as well. Really clapped onto the fact that they were the #1 sporting, city in Australia. And now they've got the darts here as well, so we've got to get these darts back to Sydney. But I keep telling everyone back in Sydney, we don't like it in Sydney when Melbourne have got anything. But Melbourne and Sydney is a very big rivalry. So big, in fact, they had to put the capital city right in between the two places in Canberra. So, we're in the process in Sydney of building new stadiums. They're knocking down Allianz Stadium, Sydney Football Stadium, for those who don't know, right next to the SCG, and redoing the Olympic Stadium as well. But down here, they are a little bit ahead, so I must say, and it really does pain me to say, Stuart.
I'm sure the darts are back in Sydney very, very soon.
They better do.
Well, treble 12 may be an option for Barney here, but again, pressure from Ray O'Donnell. Oh, he's got double-double. Oh, that's great effort. To be fair, you don't often see Barney going for double-double. But a chance here for another break of throw. So tops for O'Donnell. Oh!
Revenue require 18.
Well, certainly not at anywhere near his vintage best, Raymond van Barneveld. Double 4 again.
Oh.
Chance here for
Revenue require 20.
1 out of 14 on the doubles for Raymond van Barneveld.
Oh. Got it. Well done, Donald. Of course, he overcame New Zealand's former world champion star Koha Kokiri in the final of the qualifying stage to get here as well.
The opportunity of a lifetime for 40-year-old Ray Donald, and so far he's taking it. He's taking his chances, but look at that. Barney's had, well, Barney was first to the double in all 3 legs. That's what the World Series does. It throws up the chance for players around the world to come up against big guns.
It's great.
Yeah, on the big stages. Van Barneveld here is in a spot of bother. The winner, by the way, will play Peter Wright, or another Aussie debutant, Mike Bonser, who we'll see a little later on. Never won a World Series event, Ray Van Barneveld. He was defeated Auckland last Sunday when he was beaten by Michael van Gerwen. The 4th time he's lost a World Series final.
81.
He's missed a lot of doubles, yes, but he's averaging only 77. That's Raymond van Barneveld. I'll repeat that, 77.
136.
I think the tone set by what happened in the first leg. When he missed 7 darts, he was so far ahead. And O'Donnell has just grown in confidence.
And now, double 20 to go 3-1 up. He's got it. He's got Stewart. Wow. So important in these, best of 11 legs. If somebody gets on a roll, wins 3 on the trot. Great comeback. Barney's on out of this year.
Well, much needed. You say a long way to go, but this would be a huge upset
60.
if Barney was to be down by O'Donnell here. Two big Australian clashes to come later on. Simon Whitlock, the undisputed Aussie #1, against Corey Cadby, the man who would be king of Australian darts. And then Kyle Anderson against Damon Hector. Best of friends, battling it out on the stage. They are the last 2 games of the opening night here in Melbourne.
Huge games.
As eventually go to Brisbane next weekend.
When was the last time that you were in Brisbane, Stuart? I bet that was with the Ashes tour, probably in the 80s, with the Great Britain squad, the Rugby League.
Yeah, back in 1988.
Wow.
Showing how old I am. You weren't even born then.
No, that was the year I went to England. But just before I went, I remember that series. Australia beat Great Britain 2-1. But then you could tell the potential that Great Britain side had, and those next couple series nearly actually beat Australia. I'll never forget that the Kangaroo tour. I think it was in 1990 when really at Old Trafford they should have finished off the
won, yeah. Barney back level. Finally hits a double. It's 3-2, but Barney still with it all to do. Yeah, and still a break behind Raymond van Barneveld. Just wondering, if you were a darts player, what would your nickname be?
Wow.
What would your walk-on music be?
Walk-on music and nickname. Well, walk-on music, look, I think for darts, and again, this is coming from the outside because obviously I was not a darts player, but I think calmness is the order of the day. So I might go for something like, I don't know, maybe something like Bocelli, Time to Say Goodbye, or maybe even a good old Frank Sinatra tune, something like that. Just, just nice and calm. In terms of nicknames, I'd like to have it revolving. So if I was going well, I could have a, the Assassin or something like that. If I wasn't going so well,
Dodgy Keeper.
Dodgy Keeper, that's it, yeah. What music would you like to have on, Stu?
I don't know. I'll have to think about that.
But once you pick one, you have to stick with it, right? Yeah, okay.
47.
Oh, the Tiger's a good one. It was Barnes one when he came. Was a good one.
Well, he's made it his own.
Yeah. Phil Taylor's What Power. That was excellent as well. Ooh, lucky.
75.
Big leg, this one.
Play required 160. 60.
Can Barney keep the pressure on here?
Well, he needs to.
You have to think for O'Donnell to take out this game and cause a major upset, he has to win this game with this leg, in my opinion.
Fantastic from O'Donnell. Double 10 to go 4-2 up.
Oh, he's got
well
it.
done.
He's got it. Wow. What an upset we have on the cards here.
2 legs away from knocking out Raven van Barneveld in another big World Series upset.
You mentioned, Stuart, a wonderful, wonderful thing that PDC darts do, and when they go to these places to have these locals to come in to play the big guns.
Chance of a lifetime.
It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I keep having this debate with people with other sports, when they talk about having the so-called minnows, originally saying World Cup, say Rugby League World Cup, for example. But as I say to them, there was a time in the Soccer World Cup, the Football World Cup, where they were so-called minnows. I remember, back, I think it was in 1982, Hungary beating, I think it's Honduras at the time, 10-1. But slowly but surely those teams get better, and it's for a better tournament. And that's when you can expand and have more teams. Exactly same with this.
Yeah. Each year that the World Series darts has evolved, the standard of the local qualifiers has got better. Barney, you may notice there, just looks in a little bother behind. He's been feeling his neck. So Barney does suffer from diabetes, we know that. It just doesn't look comfy. "40 years of age, Broken Hill, right out in the New South Wales outback. Is he about to cause one of the biggest upsets in the history of World Series darts?
121.
He left himself double 12. He has got it all to do. He's clearly not 100%, Raven van Barneveld. But he's missed 13 darts at double.
42.
So double 12
Required 24.
to stay in touch.
Really needs this.
Never looked like that. Never felt that Van Barneveld looked confident.
Feeling his neck there, Stuart.
Yeah, holding his neck again.
Oh!
Well, that was unlucky. He was looking for the 25 and hit the ball.
Required 24.
He gets another chance here, Barneveld.
He's on the 7th leg. Raven van Barneveld.
What a cracker of a game with that opening game.
From first. Game on.
Interesting to see O'Donnell. You see with his foot there, toe pointing forward. Was talking with Rod up on stage before it all started, saying about the differences close to 6 inches when your foot points forward or we put it on the side.
Well, much needed. Super throw. Barney's third. As Barney finally come alive in this match.
60.
Yeah, good opening night crowd here at the High Sense Arena in Melbourne. As you mentioned, love the sport. Great supporter of the darts 12 months ago. You answered your question from earlier. about a walk-on music. Probably Don't Stop Believing by Journey. You remember that?
I do. That's absolutely fantastic.
Show my age.
Fantastic song. Doesn't matter age. It's all about the quality, not the quantity.
A really good year in the World Series of Darts. Treble 17 for Raymond van Barneveld. Just leave this handy. Putting some pressure on O'Donnell here to take out 1-2-1. We saw Gary Anderson win in America. Michael Smith in China. Josilovic, of course, we saw win in Germany.
Bullseye.
Ball for O'Donnell. Great effort.
Rating requires 64.
Mike Van Gerwen looking for a clean sweep down under, winning in Auckland, wants to win here and wants to win in Brisbane. One dart.
32.
Wow. Massive chance here for O'Donnell.
And remember, Barney started with a 180. This is a huge dart.
Oh! Rating required 32.
That was for 5-3. Can Barney level it up? Double 4, 4-4.
28. Rating requires
3 out of 23 on the doubles. Nerves here for the Australian.
8 score.
I think he's possibly looking at the finishing line and thinking about what he might be about to achieve. Barney steals it. It's 4 apiece. O'Donnell with 5 darts to go 5-3 in front.
Super matchup.
It wasn't so long ago that O'Donnell was ready to quit the sport, had enough. Persevered, won his spot here in Melbourne.
Great story, wasn't it?
There's Mrs. OD.
Yep. So important for everyone in life to keep persevering. You never know what's around the corner, Stuart.
The Raymond van Barneveld, 5 times world champ, is averaging 81 and has missed 20 darts at double. Just trying to scrape over the finishing line here, Bunny.
81.
See the frustration etched on the face of the Dutchman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rating require 122.
Now look at the ball. Yeah. Double 18 for a 122. Oh, well, he wasn't far away. Barney here looking to go ahead. Would you leave for the very first time in this match? I think it's one of those occasions for the Dutchman just somehow get the job done.
Here we go.
There he is.
3 legs on the trot for very good comeback. Staring a massive shock and defeat in the face. His neck obviously not the best. He keeps rubbing it. Showing great character.
Well, that 8th leg all important. 5 missed darts from O'Donnell to go 5-3 in front.
67.
Stuart, I think it'd be remiss of me not to mention congratulations on renewing the vows.
Well, yes.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I watched it on social media.
Yeah,
Congratulations, mate.
in Las Vegas.
Yeah, what a lovely place to do it too as well. And you know what? The rumour was as well that I was hearing from some English supporters in Moscow was that if England had got to the final, that you were planning to come over.
We
Is that true?
were. There was a lot of people involved in the darts in Las Vegas who were looking at flight and tickets and any way possible to get from Las Vegas to Moscow in time for the final. But we dared to dream like so many others, Mark, I'm afraid.
I think he's done excellent. Getting to the semi-final, he should be very, very proud.
You're getting married too, I believe.
I am, yes. While you were renewing your vows, I was proposing, so thankfully she said yes. And you'll be able to meet her next week in Brisbane as well. She's going to come up.
Yeah, we look forward to that. The woman who tamed Mark Bosnich.
Let's hope.
Adol here looking to send us into a last leg decider.
45.
Chance for Barney now to finish it off.
34.
It's been a really, really strange performance this from Raymond van Barneveld.
Chance here for O'Donnell to take it into the decider.
60.
Double top.
Raymond, you require 90.
So, we have to say, 20 minutes ago, this looked unlikely. Double five to win it.
Got it.
And win it, he does. Raymond van Barneveld, far from happy with his performance. Not at all pleased with the way that he's played, but he's won 4 consecutive legs, Raymond van Barneveld. And he is through to the quarterfinals. A win is a win is a win, Barney. And beaten the Aussie qualifier, Ray O'Donnell, by 6 legs to 4.